Welcome along to EXFL Tier 2 Season 11. We're here for round 9 out of 20. It's the Austrian Grand Prix here in Spielberg. 18 minutes ahead of us. 11 at the moment. Still waiting on one more to join of Christian in the McLaren. But yep, we're here nearly at the halfway point as we see, I think that's the Williams mechanic signalling one of the cars to exit the pit lane now. So yeah, we're right in the thick of the European season now, heading into some very well-known and liked destination spots. We got obviously Austria today, we got the British Grand Prix next week, and then there will be a 2-week break, or I guess a 1-week break, where there's just one Thursday and Friday that we don't have any races, and then the week after we'll resume. That will be 10 races done, and then the 10 races to follow after the break. But yeah, we're approaching it, the halfway stage, and currently the top two are level on points on 107 apiece, and those two are Samurai and Navik, who's out on track right now. So yeah, Evan, who took his 4th pole of the season last week in Spain. He's converted 3 of those 4 poles into victory. Last week was one of them in tremendous fashion. He got his confidence back, and that has propelled him to the top of the standings for the 2nd time this season. As he spins on the exit of turn 4 there, Samurai has led the championship 6 times. Evan's led the championship 2 times. And heading into today, he is technically the leader. Even though he's level with Samurai, he has more wins. But yeah, not the start he would have wanted there on his outlap. That's going to get his tyre wear up a little bit. But I'm sure come the final runs, this lap won't mean too much. So yeah, we got Dello in the Ferrari, still looking for that first podium, approaching nearly 30 races in the tier now. But he's looking better and better per race, and I'm sure there's going to be some strong showings here at what is the shortest lap time on the calendar. We got Josh back in the Sauber. It'll be interesting to see what he can do around a track like Spielberg, as well. It's not interesting to see that he's unfortunately left. I was going to say, surely it puts them back into the garage, which it has. So yeah, that's Dello, that's Josh. We've got Adam. 5 front rows he's achieved. All have been P2. He's never been on pole position, but he's had 4 wins, and he's qualified 2nd 5 times. Is this the day where he gets his first pole? Because he's been looking mighty. He's finished either 1st or 2nd all season long. He's been very consistent. He's 4th in the standings right now. Obviously, you missed the first 3 races. So he's definitely looking to close in on the leaders. Someone else who's looking to close in on the leaders is Kobe, looking already better than last week. Last week was such a one-off, hopefully, for Kobe, who's been looking extraordinarily quick for the tier. But come Spain, he qualified 11th. He retired after a few laps. It just was not his day. On 65 points, trailing the leaders by about 42. He's definitely going to go into the final couple races before the break, hoping to close up that gap. Williams, obviously, against Mercedes for the constructors at the moment. Quite close between them. Josh saying his game crashed, so he's back in the session now, so that's good. There we go. The confirmation screen freeze, I guess. Yeah, and speaking of both Mercedes, they did a good job last week with Chubster getting a great podium. To put Mercedes that ever closer to Williams. I think the gap is only about, 11 points or something now. 10, 11, 12. As Adam goes just 1/10 over behind Kobe. We're nearly into the 3s already. Jobs to 7/10 down, however. And Eggy was trailing by 2 points heading into Spain last week. And heading into Austria today, he is trailing by 4 points. So 107 for Evan and Samurai, 103 for Eggy. Let's double check. Yeah, it's 8 points between Williams and Mercedes. Very interesting as Eggy's going once again, crosses the line, 4.8, and puts himself right with his teammate, but that is quite the distance to the top 2. Adam and Kobe, who are always big names, who we should be seeing up in qualifying. But yeah, we got the likes of Dello, Josh, who's now on track, his teammate Charlie, who may have to go during the race. So if you see him head into the pit lane and retire, I don't know, he's got some meal to go to or something. But he's going to try and do his best and see what he can do for now. Grush obviously doesn't set a representative time at the moment, but he goes P5 at the moment. One of, 3 drivers who's scored points in every single race so far this season, which is what's keeping him 5th in the standings right now. Was a bit disappointing last time out to finish 9th in Barcelona. But he's going to go here. Red Bull's home race, the Red Bull Ring at Spielberg. And hopefully he'll be able to continue his point streak. Let's move on. Samurai, he's about to start his lap. We've got Nathan back after a few weeks. Unfortunately, like I said last week, Bluey, shout out to Bluey, who's hanging up his gloves. He will be leaving the tier by the end of this week. So yeah, Nathan has a new teammate, which is Yannick, who made his debut last week, reserving for Bluey. So he's now promoted to the RB. Yannick obviously missing this week. He'll be back next week. And yeah, we're still waiting for Christian. He's got an Xbox update. We'll look back to Samurai then, who's done a 15.9 in the first sector. Diving into turn 4 then. Yeah, 9 corners on this track, but each one's more crucial than the last. Making his way through the long, sweeping left-hander. 44.8, we're just getting a good look at what sector times they should be doing. So now navigate his way through the final 2 corners then. Obviously, track limits, a big topic for tracks like Austria. And he'll come across the line, and this is a 1 minute 4.6 to put himself P3. Still the top 2 have quite a gap though, and Kobe looks like he's going again. And he's up by even more. Big lockup though into turn 3. That may cost him a bit of time. Adam right behind him on an outlap, however. Dello, Eggy, Chubster, pretty close between those 3. Grush now back under a second now. Charlie will cross the line, invalidated. Evan back out there now. I think his spin into turn 4 coming up on his first run really prohibited him from setting a good lap time. We'll see what Kobe can do then. He's still up by the same margin he was in the first sector. So easy to invalidate and go wide there at turn 7. Now the last 2 corners. Ferrari ahead. Shouldn't be too much of a bother for him. Peeling off into the pit lane. Final corner for Kobe. Little bit of understeer. Be across the line. It's a 1 minute 3.9, and he does improve by a 1/10.5 to extend his margin over Adam. Now we see what he can do in response. Nearly invalidates before he begins the lap, but DRS open as he starts his second run. Diving into turn 1 then, braking at the 100-meter board. Wants to take a little bit of curb, but it doesn't bounce you too much to make you lose momentum. Now climbing up the hill with DRS once again. You activate it 3 times over the span of 64 seconds, and he's found a few increments of time into turn 3. Very tricky corner to get right, both on entry and exit. And for the third and final time, he'll open the DRS on a full straight. Diving into turn 4. Again, tricky complex to get right. This track is mostly about exit speed and just carrying that momentum round. And just placing the car in all the right places. Middle sector split now. He's found a 10th and a bit. 2. Keeping it well within the confines of the track. 2 corners to go, which can make or break. Let's see how much he's willing to attack. He's taken the penultimate very well. He's taken the last a bit better than Kobe, so we'll see what it is across the line. Can Adam put Kobe down? No, he can't, but he can improve to be... That's pretty much the gap it was on their first runs. It was 113 thousandths, now it's 112 thousandths. So that is the gap that separates those 2. Very good lap from Chubster as well to go P3. 4 tenths off, however. And Evan went P6 with his latest lap time. He's found 5 thousandths, however, in the first. 16.1, while we're seeing others do 15.9s. It's clear that the wing difference is clearly changing a few people's sector time. So from what I gather, Evan's got higher wings. However, that corner entry would prove maybe otherwise. And it looks like Kobe and Adam are running a bit lower. Or maybe a lot lower. Samurai back in the pits. Just under 8 minutes to go. He's heading out now. Eggy's still on the pits. Dello on an outlap. Josh, first sector split, 16-0. Charlie on an outlap. Nathan, like usual, he does wait a while in qualifying before he sets a lap. So yeah, only one in the 1 minute threes is Kobe. And Adam, is he really in shout for a 6th front row where none of them have been pole position? Or can he find that extra 10th? That last corner, you can get away with not cutting the inside, but really mounting the inside. And I haven't really seen anyone do that yet. Anyway, Dello now starts his run. Currently 9/10 off pole. Goes very wide and off the track there and invalidates. Attacked it way too much. We'll see what Josh can do, finishing his lap. And he stays where he is, down in P9. But Charlie, his teammate, finishing the first sector split. It's going to be a 16-4. It's about half a second off. When sector 1's pretty much just one corner. Back to Samurai, who's just began his lap into turn 1. Really attacking the curbs on the exit. We'll see what he can do, climbing up the hill. Will it be in the 15s or just shy into the 16s? It's a 15-8. That's the first 0.8 I've seen. So Samurai, one of the championship leaders, striking back. And not only his rivals, but his teammate as well. Getting the car stopped pretty well for turn 4, hitting the apex, getting the power on. At this sunny Spielberg day, I haven't really heard anything about the race, so I'm going to assume it's dry. He's up by nearly 2/10, but he's going to need to find a bit more time to get himself ahead of Chubster. But maybe all the time is in the final 2 corners. No one really ahead of him to distract him. That curb can really send you, depending how you take it. But he's taking the last corner pretty well. We'll cross the line then. Is this P3 for Samurai? He stays where he is. He improves, but he misses out by a couple hundredths on Chubster. So 5.5 minutes to go. He'll go one more time. Christian saying F1 has an update. Hopefully that will be quick, because he only has 5 minutes. Eggy. Wow, he's up by nearly 7/10 in the middle sector, and he's down by nearly 9. So, what about Eggy? 1 pole to his name. So far, not just this season, but his career in general, in Imola a few weeks ago. Takes the last corner. I think he took the line. He's using all of the track, trying to dislodge Kobe off pole. He goes P3 to make it a Mercedes 2nd row. Good lap from Eggy in the end there, as the 5-minute counter now begins. So yeah, some strong lap times from them. But yeah, still Adam and Kobe on their outlaps now. With still 5 minutes to go. They're out there quite early. Evan and Samurai, 1st and 2nd in the championship, 5th and 6th. Eggy, 3rd in the championship, 3rd. Adam, 4th in 2nd. And Kobe, who's I think, 6th in 1st. Definitely back on the performance that he needs. And considering it's Williams versus Mercedes, well, all 4 drivers in the top 5, they're doing their part. Yeah, I'm sure there's definitely more time in it for Evan. He always usually delivers a great lap at the end of a quali session, whether he's down in last or he's around 5th or 6th. So we'll see what he can do. Grush, invalidated. Nathan, he's finally out there. Getting some temp in his tyres. Both Saubers, 9th and 10th. Josh just exiting the pit lane. Charlie still in the pits. Now we see what Adam and Kobe can do. Kobe in the first sector split. I think he's 1.4 seconds down. Adam, he's a 10th down. Also, he managed to do a 0.7 in his first sector then. So are these two just doing 2 runs as Christian now joins? That's good to see. He's got enough time to do a run. So yeah, it looks like Kobe and Adam are definitely, well, at least Kobe is definitely looking like he's going to do 2 outlaps before he begins his final run. Just burning some fuel off, which is fair. Adam looks like he's pushing though, but he's not finding the time. And he's invalidated, so this lap won't even count. As, wow, Kobe's heading back in. So, unless he just messed up turn 1 and that was meant to be the lap. With 3 minutes to go, it'll be interesting to see if he heads out again, which would be a 4th time. And is Adam going again? Didn't look like the greatest run. Well, no matter what, he can't go in the pit lane and get out again, I don't think. I think Josh might be doing the same thing. It's not often you see this from Tier 2, where they're doing 2 outlaps, whether it's just to burn fuel, get temp in the tyres. I will obviously reiterate, if anyone in the lobby is listening, Austria is obviously a 2-stop. Like I know in Tier 2, 2 stops obviously much more favourable than a 1 sometimes, even though a 1 is always quicker. But this one, don't try a 1. It's definitely a 2. So who knows what allocations they've picked, whether it's medium, hard, or medium, hard, medium, or medium, medium, hard, or whatnot. But yeah, across the line went Grush, P6, ahead of Evan by 3 thousandths. So 2 minutes to go then. And this is crunch time. Everyone out on track nearly, besides Christian, who's just, I think, getting his setup on. That's the Williams of Kobe leaving the pit lane then. Probably on the same tyres, because they didn't wear that much. That's Josh on the racing line. But he's got a Mercedes behind. Either one's on an outlap, so that's fine. Same with Evan behind. So they're going to start their laps kind of near each other. Eggy and Josh. And Evan. So this is going to be interesting. And coming across the lines, a few others like Dello and the Haas of Adam. I think beginning his final run. So we'll look to Josh. What's he done in the first sector? He's 2 tenths down. What about Eggy? He's been overtaken by Evan. Has he let him go? Is there enough time? There's yellows. I can't see how long's left. Probably a minute or so. Yeah, exactly a minute. Evan. Wow. Wow. A 15-6 in the first sector. Like is the common theme this season, Evan's putting it all on the table right at the end. And he's trying to get a 5th pole of the season. He's either going to get a bit of dirty air or slipstream from Josh up ahead. This might actually hurt him a little in the final 2 corners. He's up by 8 tenths. This is surely looking like a good pole time, but he's unfortunately got the Sauber in front of him. That's just giving him so much dirty air. He goes off the track. He invalidates, and that's ruined his run because he started his lap too close to Josh, and he is fuming across the line. That was so going to be in potential for a top 3 start, definitely. Adam's in the pit lane. Looks like Kobe is going to get pole position here, and he's going even quicker. Adam is going to resort to, at the moment, a 6th second place finish in qualifying, and the hunt for his first pole continues. Kobe is going even quicker, so even if Evan managed to get, well, he must have improved maybe just ahead of Kobe's time, it looks like Kobe's going even quicker to make sure he bags pole position. It's been a brilliant session. As Samurai 5th, Evan will start 7th. Kobe crosses the line, and it's a 1 minute 3.8 to improve by 1 more tenth. So he takes pole position ahead of Adam by 2 tenths. Eggy, P3, and he's down by a tenth. Chubster in the pit lane. And so yeah, championship leader of Evan, P7, level on points with Samurai, who's in P5. Evan will be very unhappy with that. Minimum front row that time was going to get him. Has Eggy found any time in the last? Wow, he did. He found a lot of time in the last sector, and he just missed out on taking that front row from Adam by 2 thousandths. He really gave it his all right at the end there, but it wasn't quite enough. But great effort. And yeah, unfortunately for Evan, it'll be P7 and Josh into the pit lane. That is the grid. Christian didn't manage to get a lap time in the end, so he will start last. So yeah, Kobe takes, what, 3rd pole of the season? But yeah, I mean, it was Josh, it wasn't Charlie. Josh started his lap, right behind him was Eggy, and then right behind him was Evan. Eggy got out of Evan's way, and that actually may have given Evan a slipstream, hence why he was up by so much in the first sector. But, I mean, all Josh's defense is Josh was on a lap himself. Well, granted, it was a really slow one, but game's the game, I guess. 15-7, 28-6. 15-6, 28-8. So it would have been close. 28-8. 28-6. I think, to be honest, I think Kobe may have just had that. Even if Evan completed the lap. I think Kobe may have just held on with that lap at the end to hold on to pole. So it's the one that got away in terms of front rows, and it is a dry Austrian Grand Prix, as far as we know. It's a bit similar to Adam a few weeks ago when he could have had the front row, started 6th, still won the race. So Evan's starting 7th right now. You never know. Penalties, strategy is going to be very interesting for this one. But yeah, the driver's now seeing that they've got to incorporate their 2 stops now. Fuel loads, any setup tweaks they can make within part firmate for the formation lap to begin. And it'll be very interesting to see what people start on. If I see any softs, that's going to raise some eyebrows. Actually, we can just check, can't we? Everyone, well, most people on hards. Mercedes did get the second row. Ooh, Kobe now on mediums. Chubster and Samurai on mediums. Dello now on mediums. Christian at the back on mediums. Bit 50-50 at the moment. And then you just have Josh on Josh on softs. It's probably the longest we've waited for the formation lap to begin. Clearly, no one's readying up yet. They want to get their strategy right because I'm not hearing the ticking noises. Oh, there was no ticking noises. Okay, formation lap begins then. Let's see what the final decisions are. Right. So, wow. Everyone in the top 6 on mediums apart from Adam. So once again, Adam going for the hards. So like last week, when it was the top 3 on 3 different tyres of soft, medium, hard. Now it's medium, medium, hard. And Adam didn't exactly get the greatest getaway, but he was able to stick with the train. And, well, Spain's one thing, Austria's another. The train should definitely be able to be easier here. I mean, Spain was easy too, but Austria should definitely be pretty easy to stick with. So, yeah, one of the Mercedes will probably get Adam. And then you have Evan also on the hards, probably going long into the race. Dello, Charlie, Josh, who's going to try and make up some ground. Nathan and Christian also on the mediums. So 7 on mediums, 4 on hards, 1 on softs. Should be interesting. As Kobe's wasting no time, if you look at the mini-map, he's wanting to get this race underway. He's not waiting about for anyone. He's going to be sat on the grid for a while. As he's going to slow right down on his marks. Which way is he going to go? He's going to face immediately forward. And he is ready. Adam pulls up alongside, and that's way too deep. And he's messed up his grid slot. And that doesn't help considering he's on the hards as well. So Kobe could have an easy run down here. As, everyone on the right-hand side is messing up their grid slot. Dello's the first to do so. Then Josh just about got that right. I think that was perfect for Josh. And we'll wait for Christian then. This could be one where Kobe flies off into the distance. Unless Eggy can get a great start. But we are all set and ready for the start of the Austrian Grand Prix in Tier 2. Season 11. It's lights out and away we go. Kobe immediately flying away as Eggy immediately is ahead of Adam, who's going to be under pressure from Samurai and Chubster down into turn 1. Samurai round the outside gets ahead of Adam. Chubster's been caught out, however, and both Saubers in the background off. And they've managed to keep facing forward. Kobe leads the Grand Prix ahead of Eggy, ahead of Samurai, ahead of Adam. And looking behind, there's 4 cars all trying to make headways into turn 3. Evan getting caught out slightly as Christian is up 5 places. Dello loses the rear, and all 4 of them are going to connect, and Christian just about holds on. Big crash between all 3 of them. The Red Bull, Ferrari, and Aston Martin all having a big crash. Lots of lag there involved as well. But they all carry on in the race. Nathan's up to 6, and that got all a little too close for comfort. I'm sure there's damage to a few cars. That was mayhem at the start behind the top 4. So we look to positions gained. Biggest gainers, Josh, Nathan and Christian all gaining 5 places at the start. Biggest lose, unfortunately, is Chubster, who's lost 6 places after turn 1. Kobe leads by 1.2 seconds ahead of Eggy, and Samurai's up to 3rd. This is good stuff for his championship chances of retaking the lead, as his rival and the world championship leader, Evan, is unfortunately down in last. No visible damage on his front wing, however. So Eggy, Samurai and Adam are forming their own train. Josh on his own. Nathan under pressure from Christian, who's all over the back of the RB as he's looking to the outside. No DRS at the moment. And they'll dive into turn 3. Bit of contact as Christian tries to hang it round and does so. Charlie hang on to 8th until he loses the car on the exit there. That's going to promote Grush into 8th, and Nathan back in front of Christian now as Evan is ahead of the spinning Sauber. 2 seconds now as Eggy once again, well, I guess saving his tyres, because it looks like Samurai and Adam are ready to pounce. Yep, very chaotic start. Right, Kobe. 2.1 second advantage ahead of Eggy. Under pressure from Samurai. He's trying to make it Williams 1-2. Adam, not in a bad place to be fair. He'll be strong towards the end. Christian, already the first 3 second pen as he's fighting away with Nathan still. Grush, I'm just trying to check their wings. He's missing his left end plate, is the Red Bull. And Chubster, no visible damage. Dello, no visible damage. Like I said, Evans not got no visible damage. Charlie into the pit lane. Wow, that was a good pit lane entry. I thought he was going to speed. But he has decided to retire. Eggy, Samurai, Adam, no change at the moment. But Samurai letting him know he's there. Evan makes another place ahead of Dello. Don't know if Dello's in AI or not. It might be. As that's Christian getting ahead of Nathan for P6. And that's Samurai to the inside on Eggy. 2nd and 3rd. Now swap. Adam's there as well to try and take Eggy, who's all out of shape on the exit. And Adam flying past the Mercedes. But Eggy's not making it easy for him. Now he backs out. And they're just keeping on track. Eggy's still sticking his nose in there, but has to back out now. So it's a Williams 1-2 here at Spielberg. Samurai 3.2 behind. Adam looking very good on the hards, as it looks like the hards are a pretty good race tyre in terms of pace early on. And it looks like Adam's going to try and take P2 now. He was 4th heading into turn 3 this time last lap. Now he's 2nd. So Samurai will stay behind for now. They've got pretty level battery. Will Samurai try and get him? He's not had the best exit compared to Adam. So Adam stays ahead. And now, does Adam chase Kobe down? Who's quicker? Because it was these two for qualifying. Now it's back to Adam and Kobe for the race. That's the quickest Adam's managed to gain back up to where he qualified this season. Usually it's down to 6th or 7th. And it takes him a few laps. Chubster making moves as, well, I say moves, just like Grush has had a moment off there. And it looks like Evan will close up to him soon. Evan, 18 seconds off the lead. So yeah, it seemed like the opening lap, Kobe got away well. Eggy got ahead of Adam, who was getting swarmed up by Samurai and Chubster. It looked like Samurai went round the outside of Adam and Chubster. And it looks like Chubster got caught out and spun. As a result of it, that might be a warning for Evan. As 2nd, 3rd and 4th all spreading out a little bit, but they're still within DRS of one another. Josh not a million miles off these guys. Christian's got Nathan out of DRS. And Evan's really closing up with 100% battery on Grush, who's not going to fight this one bit. So that's another place Evan makes. Crucial stuff. Where can Evan get up to today? I'd say 5th is possible. I mean, Josh's tyres are going to die soon. They're softs. They're not going to see past lap 7, really, with good performance. And yeah, the gap's going down slightly. Adam has the race pace, wanting a 5th win in Tier 2. That'd be quite something. That would definitely propel him into the top 3. Well, really close to them anyway. Considering 2 of the top 3 are right behind him, and the other one is down in 9th at the moment. But we've seen Evan make his way through the field, like Australia, in the first race of the season. And speaking of the first race of the season, it involved Dello on the opening lap having a horror of an opening race. And this one's not going any better for him, unfortunately. The only one not scoring points currently. And Adam's just bringing Samurai and Eggy along with him at the moment. So they're all using their battery fairly well. In Tier 2, you often see them still have, 60, 70, even in these early stages. They're not like other people who just blast it all. They're all pretty similar, actually, around 20, 30. You see Josh on 70s, he's doing fine. Grush still sticking with Evan a little bit. Just shows how powerful the DRS is, I guess. 2.7, so Adam's gaining a few tenths on Kobe. Kobe will obviously pit before Adam, and the undercut is pretty good around here as well. Samurai struggling, however. He's over a second behind, and he does not have the DRS now. So, could it be Eggy versus Samurai for the podium? The final spot as Adam sets his sights on Kobe. And you can see he's gaining. And is that Evan? Evan's in after only 7 laps on the hards. And that's definitely going to be a speeding pen. As Dello, again, same corner, spins. And yeah, unfortunately, Evan has sped into the pit lane. Puts the mediums on after only 7 laps on hards. So clearly, oh no. It's a week in, week out kind of thing. For the championship leader, retired in Italy a fortnight ago. Came back 1 week later in Spain and won. And 1 week later, he's retired. And it looks like Dello might be joining him. Damn. So, 2 seconds now between Kobe and Adam. 2.2 back to Samurai ahead of Eggy. They're pulling away from Josh, clearly, who's struggling on those softs. Christian hunting him down. And Nathan now under pressure from Chubster. Not the race Evan would have wanted. And that's Dello's car just getting out of the way there. Put my phone on charge. Right, Eggy's still sticking with. He's saved a lot of battery compared to Samurai. Because that's pretty much how this race will probably go as Chubster gets ahead of Nathan, who locks onto his rear slightly. But no harm done. Chubster's now back up in his 7th. And yeah, with Williams leading the constructors by 8 points ahead of Mercedes, this could be a crucial fight. And for Mercedes' sake, they'll hope Adam starts to gain on Kobe. Gap stayed how it is a little bit. And they'll be hoping Chubster can find his way back up to maybe 5th. So, lap 9, Kobe, his lead. There was 3.2, has pretty much been halved. It's 1.6 pretty much. As Josh, after 9 laps, don't speed, he's sped. How hard is it at Austria not to speed? But yeah, Josh has gone into the pit lane to get rid of those softs. They look dreadful as well. To pit onto the mediums. He's done an alright stint, to be fair, considering he started on softs. And I'm sure Kobe will be in, I don't know what, lap 11? Seems like an alright lap. That's Samurai and Eggy fighting away. Samurai just holds on to P3. These two who are fairly clean when they race other people. So when they race each other, it should be good stuff. Eggy looking for what, a 21st podium in EXFL Tier 2. Samurai looking for, I think it's 4th of the season. 4th or 5th, something like that. 1.5 seconds then, it's down to Adam breathing down Kobe's neck. Eggy letting Samurai know he's there. And this seems like the lap he might attack fully. As Christian gets another pen. Bit of a slide from Samurai on the exit of 1. Eggy blasting his battery. As we head up to turn 3. And it looks like Eggy is going to get ahead of Samurai. As the detection point's there. Samurai round the outside. Eggy leaves plenty of space for the Williams. Who gets the better momentum. Going wider. Now has the DRS and the battery to get back ahead. As Grush and Nathan fight away. Grush now ahead of the RB. He's got that wing damage. And Nathan's going to have the DRS. And he's going to turn his battery on. Grush trying to blast his battery, but Nathan has more speed. He's going to go to the outside. Grush to the inside. They're going wheel to wheel. Nathan turns in a bit. Grush has lost the car slightly, but that's allowing Nathan to stay ahead for now. Seems fairly simple. Kobe, Adam, they resume. Samurai, Eggy, they resume as well. No pit stops as they head on to lap 11. What about Christian? He carries on too. No rule about cutting the pit lane entry as well, so they don't have to slow down dangerously heading into this corner, which could potentially cause something behind. See Nathan sliding there as we see Eggy trying to do it again. Is he going to wait for the DRS detection? Yeah, I think he did there, as it was close, but he does have DRS. It's a carbon copy of last lap, except now Eggy has the DRS, and they're going to go wheel to wheel, heading down into turn 4. Eggy has the inside line, and he looks like he's going to have this place to the inside on Samurai. Eggy now up into P3, and Samurai will now try and stick with him and do what Eggy did to him. Slightly wide for the Mercedes. Level battery though between them. Adam now down to 1.3. Kobe still sticking to the white lines, which is fair, as he heads into the pit lane. So the race leader into the pits. Hopefully he doesn't speed. Slow down. Very nice. Eggy. Oh my god. Williams are double stacking. So this is going to lose Samurai some time. Also slow down. So Samurai's going to... They should be done on Kobe's car, but again, there's always that slight delay that Williams have. He's going to go in. There's the delay. Now they're going to work on his car. And he'll put the hard compound tyres on. So will Kobe. Into the pit lane also for Chubster. Here's a little battle that's spicing up. Whoa. Nathan is ahead of Josh now. And Grush not too far off. But Josh fighting back. I mean, Josh was behind Nathan because he pitted, wasn't he? So yeah, Josh now ahead of Nathan. Heading into turn 3. Grush to the inside. Trying to get ahead of the RB. But the RB flies ahead. Grush struggling on, what? Acceleration, I guess. Samurai ahead now. Samurai's got a few cars to overtake. Look back to the front. Adam still continuing. That might have been a warning. And does Eggy decide now's the time to pit? No. Eggy usually does look after his tyres pretty well. Extending his first stints. That's Christian off. Into the grass. I don't know if he has any damage, but that was a big mistake. As Grush now gets a time penalty. Samurai now ahead of Nathan. And it looks like Christian now has to change his tyres because they are done for. He'll head into the pits. Hopefully get it slowed. That's a bit late. But he manages to stick within the speed limit. About 10 seconds now. Wow. So Christian in. Obviously Kobe on these new hards will be able to extend that what was 1.5 second gap. It might go up to maybe, I don't know, 3 seconds when Adam pits, and he'll try and do it again. I mean, is anyone going to try a one stop? I really don't see how that would work here. But you never know. Adam's still going like he should. 14 laps seems ideal for the hard compound tyres. Eggy still staying out. If they are doing the one stop, that'll be mightily impressive around a track like this. Kobe, 13.5 seconds off as he crosses the line. Fastest lap of the Grand Prix. We'll check in 1 lap's time what that is. Samurai, 1.8 behind Josh. Wow, he's About 12 seconds off his teammate now. As that's Nathan heading into the pits. He'll slow down. He's got it stopped. Chubster made his stop. Christian made his stop. Wow, Chubster is even quicker than Kobe. Granted, he's on the mediums compared to Kobe on the hards. Christian gets a third pen after 14 laps. Kobe nearly up, right behind Eggy already. Samurai nearly with Josh. I think everyone's made a stop apart from, yeah, Grush, Eggy and Adam. Adam staying out again. So what was 13.5, as there goes Kobe. He's not waiting for any DRS straight. He's going to get ahead of Eggy. And Eggy will use this as DRS. So 13.5 now goes down to 11.8. 1.7 seconds that lap alone. Samurai should catch Josh at a pretty good time to get DRS. Eggy should be able to gain a little bit of time with Kobe's DRS he's given him. And Chubb's all over the back of Grush. Few overtakes are going to happen in the next few laps. There's one. Even before they begin the next lap. Chubb's back ahead of Grush. And now we see Samurai ahead of Josh. Eggy has already lost DRS. 10.8 now. I mean, if Adam's going to go for the one stop, which I still doubt, then Kobe has to gain that on him. But yeah, the strategy is still going to be interesting. Josh will obviously lose out. I mean, he's got a 10-second pen. He's 10 seconds ahead of Chubster. So that'll be interesting. Surely Eggy will pit this lap. It's impressive. He's gone 16 laps on mediums. So, I mean, if he can go 20 laps on hards, maybe. Maybe he really is a tyre whisperer. Oh, he slowed down a lot there. That'll allow Samurai back up. Remember, these two were right next to each other before Samurai pitted, and you can just see the gap. Eggy's just exited his pit box, and Samurai's already clear of the pit exit. Eggy's just about got up to speed now. And there's his teammate, Chubster, heading into turn 1. It's going to be close between the two Mercedes. Looks like Eggy's ahead, but he's on cold tyres. And he's burning his battery to stay ahead of his teammate. He's going to give Chubster DRS. But it looks like Eggy should just hold off the position. And he can help his teammate a little. Or maybe they can work together slightly. Josh is doing well to stick with Samurai too. Adam starting nearly the halfway point. 8 seconds now. Kobe's gaining an absolute margin on Adam. He's nearly gained the whole pit stop back. Kobe was 1.5 ahead. Only 7.6 behind now. It just shows how much quicker new tyres are compared to those staying out. And I really didn't expect anyone to go this long on one set of tyres. Even though it's hard. Look at his rear tyres. They're trembling. His fronts don't look too bad. His rears, though, they look bad. But, yeah, Kobe will be feeling the wear, too. He can't... I don't know. He can't really go to the end, I'm going to assume. Eggy under pressure now. Looks like he's letting his teammate go. And Mercedes working together, or trying to. Not the greatest exit for Eggy. It looks like Chubster's quicker on the mediums, so that can help Eggy just look after his tyres and still stick with a car that's quick. He'll just have to worry about tyre temps and all that. Now Adam starts the halfway point of the race. 5.6. Kobe's absolutely flying. He's trying to... Adam... I really don't know. I guess Adam's going for the one stop. But his mediums are going to be so bad at the end. I don't know. If Kobe has another set of hards, he's looking fine at the moment. It's a shame Josh has that 10. I mean, the gap between him and Chubster was 10.5. Now it's 9.3. Christian gets his 4th penalty. Christian, Nathan and Grush, they've all spread out a little bit now. Grush changed his front wing. Kobe 4.6 now. When does Adam pit? He knows at this rate he's gone way too long into this stint that he has to now converse. Nathan now gets a pen to make the bottom 3 all with pens. In terms of track limits, the top 6, no actual track limits. Pens, just a speeding pen. And it looks like Adam is pitting at the halfway point. I was about to say surely he has to extend a few more laps if he really wants to try a one-stop. This is very interesting from Adam, what he's doing here. He's gone halfway with the hardest tyre. Now he's putting a softer tyre on to do the other half. No way is he making it to the end, unfortunately, with those. If he can only... Oh, you never know. It's going to be close with Samurai and Josh into turn 1. Adam should just be ahead, which he is. So now he can get after Kobe's advantage. Oh my god. 1.5 is now 14.7. But now Adam will be quite quick, and he'll be able to tow Samurai and Josh along a little. Who's apparently set a purple set to 1. Chubster still has the pace to keep Eggy at bay. Let's have a look at tyre life. So yeah, 7 laps old. Between for Kobe and Samurai. Same with Chubster. Yeah. I mean, depends who has one set of mediums, one set of hards left. I mean, Chubster has to pit again. He's gone medium. So he'll go hards towards the end. He pitted lap 13. Whoa! Big moment there for Chubster. Nearly lost it. Good save. So if he pitted lap 13, you'd assume he would pit lap 26. And then, who knows, maybe go softs. I really don't know. You can just see Adams now eating into that gap. He's left Samurai, who's nearly left Josh. And looks like Chubster's mediums are starting to fade. 8 laps in already. And Eggy with a full battery might now decide this is the lap to overtake. Chubster does exactly what Eggy did. Move over to the right, let his teammate go, kick up a bit of gravel for good measure, into turn 3, bit deep, but he'll carry it on and stay ahead. I feel like Mercedes have maybe cost themselves a little here. I mean, they're lucky Josh has the pen, which he will have to serve, because he's on the oldest tyres of anyone at the moment. I wouldn't be surprised if Josh pits soon. You never know. With that, again, I was going to say he could undercut Samurai, but with the pen, that's really going to hurt his race. Dropping down to 6th. Looks like Williams looking for a 1st and 3rd, and Mercedes will get a 4th and 5th. Adam, fastest lap of the Grand Prix. He's taken 2 seconds out of Kobe now. The tyres really do make the difference. They are the most important thing on this track. Warnings, yeah, they're a big deal and whatnot, but tyres take it to a whole new level. Literally. So, lap 21. And it's around about the time a few of the drivers are going to have to start thinking about their final pit stop. Kobe, he can just do whatever he needs to cover off Adam. Because if Adam does try to get to the end, his tyres will be shot. He pitted lap 18 after 18 laps with hards. So how's he going to do 18 laps with mediums? They all pretty much have to make one more stop. This will be the order at this rate. Josh will drop down to 6, and I'm going to assume that'll be it. Samurai will get some clean air. And he will take the lead of the championship back ahead of Evan. Wherever he finishes will be his gap to Evan. Eggy will move back up into 2nd in the championship. And obviously Adam and Kobe will definitely gain on the top guys. Christian, another pen. And Josh also got a 3-second time pen. 11 seconds. I mean, Adam can gain all he wants. Obviously, Kobe will make one more stop. Adam, I think, will have to make one more stop. So, these gaps matter. But I don't think Adam's going to be able to claw this. Anything under, 8 seconds before Kobe makes his last stop? How old are Kobe's tyres? 10 laps. So you'd assume, considering you pitted lap 12, after doing 12 laps on mediums. Lap 24, he would, well, he's just doing 12, 12, 12, isn't he? 12 medium, 12 hard, 12 medium. Unless he just extends a little more on this stint. And then pits for mediums at the end that won't be shot. Adam, who did 18 laps on hards. If he is to do the next 18, 9-9 with mediums, then lap 27 is his bet. As we see Eggy. And getting past Josh, because Josh and Chubster are both into the pits to make what you would assume is their final pit stop. The Sauber guys are ready with the hards, as Chubster, already putting the hard compound tyres on, is ahead of the Sauber now. They release him, and Chubster is ahead. Not too far ahead, as that's Christian getting ahead of the pair of them, but he has so many penalties, and these two are probably going to get him quite soon. The gap being 2 seconds, and he has a 3-second time penalty. So yeah, Chubster should catch Christian. Maybe this time next lap actually is a good place. Top two stay out. Samurai, same tyre life as Kobe as soon as he crosses the line. But yeah, he's been freed now. Eggy's the only one I think could maybe make it to the end. Maybe. But his tyres are going to be so shot. He's going to have to do 20 laps on hards. No one's done that. Adam did 18. And he was losing so much time. Eggy, I don't even think he's within a pit stop of Kobe. No, he's nearly half a minute behind. So it won't matter. Eggy's literally only doing this just to gain 1 place at this rate. And that's Chubster getting past Christian on the start-finish straight. He's caught him that quickly. And yeah, Josh will be trying to do the same. Kobe going again on lap 24. Adam, I think we're still maybe 1 or 2 laps out from maybe their last stops. 8.7. I did assume it would probably go down to 8 seconds before the pit stops. Might go down to maybe 7. Samurai stays out 1 more lap as well. I'd assume Eggy will be doing the same, obviously. Josh will try and catch Christian at a good time here. Because hopefully Christian, for his sake, will lose DRS to Chubster now. So Josh can get DRS. The detection is just after the penultimate corner. Right here. So he'll get DRS. Will he get him into turn 1 or will he wait for turn 3? Looks like he'll catch him perfectly into turn 3. Oh, but Christian lets him go. And Josh managed to get the DRS anyway. So that's fine. Kobe carries on. 10 to go. Adam. Really risky if Adam went to the end. And that's the 3-second time penalty for the Haas. I'm pretty sure we've caught one of his other warnings at that corner. And now it's finally come to bite him. As that's, I think that was Grush or Nathan. One of them causing a yellow. Maybe a little slide or a spin. I think that kind of it probably cemented it anyway, even before that Kobe, I think either way, is going to win this. But who knows? Samurai in. Close with... It'll be interesting with Chubster. He should get out ahead. So Samurai's going to pit for the mediums. Medium, hard, medium. For the Williams, he'll exit way ahead of Chubster. So yeah, he's fine. Josh, fastest lap of the Grand Prix. He's managed to catch that 2-second gap to Chubster. I mean, unfortunately, he has that 3. But with 10 laps to go, if he can overtake Chubster, break away, get the 3-second gap, then happy days for Sauber. 6.8 now. Kobe stays out. It's all going to happen in the next lap or so now. Whether they show us they're making their second stop, which is the normal thing to do, or they're going to be crazy and go to the end. Oh, Josh, another penalty. That kind of cements it then. The only one who's crazy enough to do this is Eggy. just because he's on the was on the youngest tyres of hards, mediums. By this rate, they'll be worse than those. But again, Eggy's 20 seconds behind Adam now. There's literally not going to really be that much of a difference. Unless Eggy can just hold off Samurai, who's got to gain 9 seconds on him. Because think about it. Eggy's on 103 points. Samurai's on 107. If Eggy beats Samurai, they go into the British Grand Prix 1 point apart. The Hungarian versus the German. While, the Brit of Evan, I guess, falls down to third. And the Brit of Adam in second as Kobe pits. I called it, lap 27. Exactly the lap he would have pitted. Adam takes the lead then, and does he try something crazy, or is he going to have to pit? I'm pretty sure he's going to pit this lap anyway. I said lap 27. Anyway, Kobe will pit onto the mediums. He'll be ahead of Eggy. Honestly, with 9 laps to go, I think Kobe could probably gain, 15 seconds on Adam? Who knows? Unless Adam really looks after his tyres. I mean, he has the 3 sec, so Kobe doesn't even need to overtake him. And that is not helping his cause. You can see the gravel kicked up from people who've gone off there. Grush closing up on Nathan. This is for position. They have to make sure they don't lose too much time to Christian. There's still a chance they could both beat him there. Josh sticking with Chubster. Look at that. 9.4 down to 6.7 already. Samurai absolutely flying. Eggy, he's gambling here because now he kind of has to go to the end. If Eggy pits, he's going to lose track position to Chubster and Josh now. Yes, he can get within 6 of Josh, but he's throwing away 2 points to his teammate. So you'd assume Eggy will be going to the end. And Adam's not pitting. This is going to be fun. 14.8 goes down to 12.6. Samurai now gets a 3-second time penalty. It's slowly building up to something interesting. Again, Kobe just has to gain 9 seconds in 7 laps, and he just gained 2 on the last lap alone. It's clear Kobe's going to win. Unless he gets a 3, then who knows. But he looks in total control, whether he's in first or second or last. He looks good in that car. He doesn't really make too many mistakes in the race, I guess. You just see him. He's dancing with the car around the shortest lap time of a track on the calendar. Just putting it exactly where it needs to be. Adam's not pitting. 7 laps to go then. And Kobe needs to gain, 8.2? So he needs just over a second a lap as Grush fights with Nathan at turn 3, gets ahead of the sister Red Bull, and he's up into P8. Now he just needs to be within 15 seconds of Christian, which he easily is. So Christian will at this rate finish 9th. I don't know why Evan actually retired. He could have still got a point, because every point matters. And yeah, Kobe's actually not taking that much out of Adam that I thought. Considering he's on the mediums, those mediums are going to fall off. And you never know with Adam. He pitted lap 18. Those mediums are 12 laps old. They should be at the end of their life cycle by now. He's got to incur 6 more laps. Kobe's got to gain 7 seconds in 6 laps. It's doable. At the moment, it's definitely still advantage Kobe. But if Kobe gets a 3-second pen or something... Which he definitely will not, because he is the cleanest guy. As that's Nathan, I think, getting a pen. So yeah, that's going to be interesting with him and Christian at the end. 9.2, 6 to go. He needs a second a lap for Kobe to win this Grand Prix. Because amazingly, if Adam didn't have that 3, it might actually be interesting to see if Kobe would have caught him with 6 to go. But now, it's clear. He just needs a second a lap on Adam, and he's won. Eggy, he's definitely going to go to the end. And with Samurai having a 3, you never know with Eggy. The same, it's the opposite, really. A guy's chasing someone with a 3 sec, and a guy who's got a 3 sec is chasing someone. Which one seems more plausible that's going to work out? Kobe's one seems fair because he's already gained the second he needs this lap, pretty much. So it looks like Kobe will beat Adam with the 3 sec. But at the moment, Eggy with Samurai. Not only does Samurai have to get him, overtake him, he has to gap him. As Josh finally, after spending a lot of laps behind Chubster, gets ahead. And Chubster won't mind that too much. He's got 6 seconds. Chubster knows he'll beat him. And Eggy, well, it's clear Samurai will catch Eggy. Whether Kobe will catch Adam, I don't know. 5 to go. And Kobe needs 4.2 seconds to win this Grand Prix. Adam, amazingly, is somehow hanging on to those mediums, but I'm pretty sure they are going to be shot at the end. If he doesn't get a puncture, fair play. But you can just see how bad those tyres look and how much of a nightmare it must be to drive on those mediums. But then again, Kobe might be taking life out of his tyres too. Bit of a lock up there. 2.4. Gaps are... They're going down. They're not exactly stabilising, but they are slowly getting a bit more flatter. And it looks like Chubster might just want a bit of a fight with Josh. Don't give enough props to Chubster. He does race in cockpit cam, for those who don't know. And he's done that throughout his whole time here in EXFL. So, props to when he got pole in China, or when he's had these 7 podiums he's had. They've been well earned using cockpit cam, so fair play to Chubster. This, he's never seen this before. But he is back ahead of Chubster, back ahead of Josh now. Adam starts the 4th last lap, and Kobe just needs to gain 1.7 seconds. It's actually a shame Adam has that 3 now. Otherwise, it would have gone right down to the wire of Kobe maybe getting Adam on the last lap. That would have been cool. It's only 2.1. Eggy might do this. It's all in the hands of Eggy's tyres now, whether he can hang on. How old are his tyres? Oh my god. So in this time next lap will be when Adam pitted. Because, yeah, again, Samurai can overtake Eggy. Whatever. He needs to gap him by 3 seconds. This is a tremendous effort from Eggy, who tried it in Monza 2 weeks ago. He had Samurai chasing him down that day too. And Samurai just finished right behind him that day. Today, he might be ahead, but will he get the 3 seconds? Eggy will have to defend. I think he'll have to defend. He can't just let Samurai go. He's got to make it difficult. The opposite of difficult. It's been pretty much easy enough. With 3 laps to go, Kobe's done enough. He's within the 3 seconds he needs on Adam. Now the question is, do their tyres hold on? And I guess the second question is, will they actually catch them and want to win this on track? 3 to go then. Battle for 1st and 2nd. Battle for 2nd and 3rd. Battle for 5th and 6th. At least on track. Nathan pitted. I don't know if he's going to try and go for fastest lap or whatnot. But he's throwing away any chance he has of gaining on Christian. As there it is. Samurai into turn 1. Right. So he has 3 laps, including this one, to gain 3 seconds on Eggy. Is it possible? Will Eggy have to back off? Can he stick with the DRS? He's using his battery to do so. And this is the difference. A 1 and 2 stop make. Eggy goes for it. And Samurai knows it. And that's going to lose him time. Eggy placing the car where he needs to. And he has the DRS. He's going to go for it again. We have a yellow, and that's Christian sliding. And Eggy trying to get back ahead of Samurai. He's done it. And that might just give him the podium. What a great bit of defensive, strategic driving from Eggy. There it is. Adam, he's in. Has he got a puncture? Surely that's why he's pitting. I don't know. I can only see his front tyres. Adam, where's he going to come out in response to these guys? Surely just ahead. So Kobe leads on the penultimate lap. I think Adam must have had a puncture. I think he should still be able to finish on the podium. So we'll ask him in the interviews, as he's going to come out still ahead of these guys. He can go for fastest lap on the final lap. Samurai doing the same thing into turn 1. Overtakes Eggy. But now he's got only 2 laps to gain 3 seconds on the Mercedes. Adam's tyres didn't hold in the end. Will Eggy's? Samurai has a chance to extend his lead from 4 points to 7, but it could go down to just 1 point if Eggy beats him. Meanwhile, these guys who close in on the championship points, these two are still at the top at the moment. And Eggy doing everything he can. Samurai goes defensive. Eggy trying to go around the outside, but he's not trying not to put more wear into his tyres. He lets Samurai off the hook this time. So he has 1 lap to not lose 3 seconds to Samurai. Can he do it? The tyre whisperer of the Mercedes, as Kobe has started his final lap at the Austrian Grand Prix 1 week after a horrid qualifying and race. 1 week later, he's going to convert pole into victory and be back to winning ways. Adam, he's going to try and go for fastest lap on the final lap. Samurai, 4/10 ahead of Eggy. Last lap stuff then. Josh pitted as well. He's going to try and go for fastest lap too. There's about 3 people trying to do it. Eggy clearly within 3 seconds. He can crawl around. He just has to make sure he doesn't lose 3 seconds to Samurai. He can push on the straights, but he has to be really careful. But the track with the least amount of corners may just be helping his tyres hang on. But you never know. If they could pop at any second, it's a very interesting feeling to be in his position. And at the moment, he's hanging on. We're expecting Kobe around the final few corners now. He has done a brilliant job. And Kobe will win once again in EXFL Tier 2. Kobe wins the Austrian Grand Prix in tremendous style. Adam will be coming around the final couple corners to try and take fastest lap away, which is a 1 minute 6.4 set by Josh. And it looks like Adam might just be able to get it. Crosses the line, 6.1. He does get it in the end. And Eggy, incredibly, is going to hang on with the 1 stop to get the podium, number 21 in EXFL Tier 2. He beat Samurai. He did the 1 stop. He did what was predicted, the impossible. P3 for Eggy, Samurai P4. He retakes the lead in the championship though. He went into today level on points with Evan. He goes away from today 1 point ahead of Eggy. Josh retakes the fastest lap ahead of Adam. Oh, that must have been close. Half a tenth, 55 thousandths. Josh gets the fastest lap then. Chubster gets 5th. Good points for Mercedes. 25. It will be 37 for Williams, meaning they'll lead by 20 points from 8. Josh 6th. Grush 7th. Nathan, whoa. Grush 7th. Christian 8th. Nathan will be 9th because he's lapped, so Christian can do what he wants. And yeah, that got a bit interesting at the end, but yeah, I think it was never really in doubt. Kobe wins. And yeah, I really want to know if Adam got a puncture at the end there. If he had to pit, or he just didn't want to chance it, maybe. But yeah, fair enough. But yeah, that crash on the opening... yeah, there was a few incidents on the opening lap, actually. That, God, I forgot that even happened by the end. But, yeah, that'll be looked into. That big 4 wide thing. Did remind me of the opening race, to be fair. It was pretty much the same people involved. Grush, Evan, Dello, whatnot. But yeah. So Kobe wins the Austrian Grand Prix. Adam, P2. Eggy gets once again another podium, adding to his consistency. And look at that. I mean, Grush and Christian also did the 1 stop, to be fair to them. But yeah, Eggy also getting a podium after it. Again, not the first time. Samurai has gone for the 2 stop because he had to, and he just hasn't been able to gain it back, unfortunately. And unfortunately, I haven't been able to get the race director there. But I'm going to guess no one really got unfair pens or whatnot. But yeah, let's get the top 3 in. Well, unfortunately, I can't interview Kobe, but well done to him. Hope you all enjoyed that race as well. Nope. Invite, and Eggy, I have to invite on his Xbox. Might just be talking to Adam for a few minutes before Eggy switches over. I'll message Kobe real quick as well. Congratulations, mate. Another great race from you. Clap. As we have Adam joining the party right now. Let's go to the showroom. Alright. Adam, are you there, mate? Hello. You there, Adam?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I can hear you, mate.
Alright.
Have you included your audio?
Yeah.
Alright, cool. So yeah, obviously can't interview Kobe, he's not on Xbox, and Eggy usually takes a few minutes to swap over to his Xbox. So, quite a few questions to ask you, but we'll start off with what's on the paper. P2 in both qualifying and the race today. It was a very interesting race from your side. Yeah, just take us through quali first. How are your thoughts on your pace? It was unfortunately, I guess you're getting a bit used to it now. A sixth front row, but they've all been P2s. That first pole is just it's coming. But how do you think the pace was today in qualifying?
Actually quite decent. I didn't really think I'd have much of a fight for pole, but I was quite happy to be within 2 turns because Kobe's one lap pace is very, very fast. So I don't really think I'd have a
That's fair.
chance compared to mine. So
Do you think there was any time left in your lap? Because I think your last run you were lacking about a tenth in the sectors. So
yeah,
was it everything you gave?
I couldn't find anything on the last lap. So
That's fair. So yeah, the start once again you were on hards, everyone around on mediums. So it didn't take a genius to think you may lose a few places at the start, which happened. But unlike other races, that must have been the quickest you regained them compared to any other race. You dropped down to fourth and immediately were back up in a second. It looked like the hards still had really good pace at the start with the mediums.
yeah, I, I tried to just catch up to Kobe as quick as I could, but going for a one stop, I kind of should have just tire saved a bit more, but I just didn't.
I was going to say, you managed to make a really long first stint of 18 laps. I do have to ask, what were your hards on when you pitted?
I think there was on 80 or about 80.
Wow, fair enough. And then so you obviously pitted for the mediums at the halfway stage. So if the hards half of the race were about to blow, being on the mediums, what was the thought process there? Did you know you were going to have to pit again, or were you actually going to try and do half the race on mediums, half the race on hards?
At that point, my intention wasn't to do a one stop. I was just trying to push as much as I can to try and catch
Mm.
up and try and be within a fight, but I didn't. I didn't
So
tire save enough to be honest.
that's fair. But you still had really good pay. As much as Kobe was chasing you down, you were making as much as like the whole race you were like, Kobe's gonna win, you did start to bring up question marks like, oh, will he? But then unfortunately you got your 3 second time penalty. So what did happen in the last couple laps? Did you just have to pit? Did you get a puncture or
I got a puncture as I was breaking into the pit lane, so
oh
literally had
right,
to pit.
okay. Well, fair enough then. If you didn't have that 3 second, would you have pitted?
Um, Probably not, but I got a
Mm,
puncture, so it's probably best that I
yeah,
did.
it was good. It was a good decision, obviously, because otherwise, if considering you got a puncture there, you would have had to do the whole lap with it, and it could have been much worse than finishing second today. It could have been fourth or fifth or whatnot. So you still held on to second. Unfortunately, as much as you did get the fastest lap on the last lap, Josh just took it away from you by half a tenth in P6. But obviously, fastest lap isn't a point anymore. It's just one for the records. But still, again, you keep up your amazing streak this season of finishing either first or second in every single race. You close to the championship leaders still, which is great. And Kobe will obviously be not too far off either after his 1 week random race last week. So yeah, still great effort to date. Qualifying second, finishing second, great haul of points. Considering 2 Williams, 2 Mercedes around you, you're the only lone Haas at the moment. I hope Warren will be back soon. But well done today. I'm guessing all 3 of your warnings were fair and whatnot. They were just unfortunate. Yeah. All right, fair. So anyway, we move to the British Grand Prix, your home race next week to finish off the first half of the season. How are you feeling for Silverstone?
I would be feeling quite good, but I'm missing it because I'm going on holiday.
That is a shame. Okay, well, hopefully we'll see you in a few weeks then for Hungary. Okay, how are you feeling for Hungary?
Uh, Hopefully I could do better than last season. So
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, so well done. We'll see you in Hungary then in 3 weeks' time, I guess. Enjoy your holiday though.
yeah.
All right, moving on to P3. Eggy, are you there, mate? Hello. Have you included your audio?
Yep.
Wow. You managed to do it. Last week, what did I said? I told who was on the podium last week? Spain. My brain, I can't think. Were you on? No, you weren't.
No.
No, it was Chubster, Adam, and Evan. I told those 3 after I ended the stream and whatnot, don't try a 1-stop, do the 2 and whatnot. And I immediately thought today, no one at the top anyway is gonna try a 1. Yeah, so I pretty much said you've done kind of the impossible there, which so impressive. So congratulations for making that work. It's not the first time Samurai's made a second stop and tried to catch someone for third. Unfortunately, just couldn't do it. It's happened in Japan. It happened in Italy a few weeks ago. He was right behind you, but he had pens. So yeah, you're qualifying. You qualified third, right?
Yep.
2 thousandths behind Adam. You were down on your time after the first 2 sectors, and then you managed to find a lot of time in the last sector. Was it just push to the limit, give it everything, see what happens?
Yeah, the second to last corner was pretty shit on my lap before, so there was some time to find.
Fair enough. You obviously started on the mediums, Adam on the hards. You immediately got ahead of him, avoided all the carnage behind. And then in the first few laps, were you tyre saving, or was it just the pace?
A bit of both. I mean,
Bit of both.
yeah.
That's fair. So you were with Samurai and Adam went down the road a little bit, but you were with Samurai most of the race. Good swapping and fighting between you two. And then Samurai pitted, obviously, and you stayed out. You managed to do what? Was it 16 laps on mediums before you made your pit stop? I do obviously have to ask, what were your mediums on when you pitted? If
lap
you know.
16 was my target. I think I didn't quite manage to do that because I was on close to 80.
Wow. So you obviously pit for hards. It was a bit of a risk because obviously you were with your teammate, and your teammate on mediums was allowing you to save your tyres a little bit. And then when his mediums were clearly worse than yours, you overtook him and carried on, which was a great bit of teamwork. So yeah, you had to do 20, as much as Adam did his 18 lap stint on hards at the start, you had to do 20 laps on hards. And it was the same in Italy when you tried the 1-stop, 20 laps on hards after 7 laps on the inters. You managed to hold on there. They must have been, 50, 60, 70, something like that. So what were your tyres on at the end if you checked?
The hards were quite okay. I think like 60%, so
Wow.
I could have pitted even earlier.
Wow. I mean, would you say spending those however many laps behind Chubster helped when saving the tyres?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, exactly. So that's a good bit of team play. You scored a good load of points for your team. The gap between Mercedes and Williams goes from 8 to 20, however, but it's still an alright gap. So yeah, when you saw Samurai pit and then he was chasing you down, there was a moment with about maybe 6 laps to go, a bit of a point of no return, because if you get this wrong and you have to pit again, you are behind Chubster and Josh. And as much as Josh has pens, Chubster doesn't. So you've thrown away points. So there was a point of no return where you have to make this work. And I'm going to guess the whole stint, as soon as you pitted, made you on and only stop, you were confident, right? You were fully set on going to the end.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. Fair enough. And then there was a really good moment of decisive and strategic overtaking where 3 laps to go or whatnot, you had to make sure you obviously don't lose 3 seconds to Samurai. So you tried to fight him and overtake him so he doesn't have the time to get ahead. But like you said, you had the tyres still, so it didn't really actually matter. I generally thought your tyres were hanging on by a thread, so it was very impressive. Either way, it was impressive. So yeah, it's P3, your 21st podium in EXFL Tier 2, and you went into today 4 points behind Samurai, and now you exit today only 1 point behind him, back up to second in the championship because Evan retired. So yeah, well, I think it's pretty much clear at the moment the 2 most consistent drivers are 1 and 2. We head into Silverstone. How are you feeling about that one to finish off the first half?
I haven't done a race on Silverstone on this game, so I don't know, but hopefully it's as good as last game.
Fair enough. I can assure both of you that, well, as much as Adam isn't racing, I can assure you it's Silverstone's definitely a 1 stop. So you don't need to even think about it 2. Should be a simple medium hard or hard medium, whatnot. So that one should be fun. It's always a pleasure to see a Silverstone race, and well, Austria as well. It served up quite a lot, strategically thinking. So yeah, well done today. I think you have the most podiums of anyone this season still. So yeah, good job on that. And yeah, it's your consistency that's still putting you right firmly in this fight. With Samurai, obviously Adam and Kobe are gaining on you, and well, Adam missing next week will help a little, but Kobe will certainly be gaining. But yeah, well done today, and you, Adam, on the podium. Well done to Kobe on another win. That has been the Austrian Grand Prix for round 9 of season 11 in Tier 2. We will see you for round 10 to mark the halfway mark of the season before a little break. But yeah, that's been it all for now, and there'll be Tier 1 tomorrow, obviously, as well in Austria. So yeah, until next time, bye for now.